Welcome to the big picture,
where we help you see things and act big. All right, Dave, how are you?
Wow, you have
I have a little girl with me.
And of course, our guys at the back. And we're here at Albor's.
At Albor's. And you know what, Dave, I'm so excited with our guests today for this episode, guys, because, you know, they have a very interesting approach to business and how they build their brand. And let me introduce our guests for today, Dave. Today we have Raymund and Jiggy. They are founders of
Senyor Silly.
Senyor Silly.
Yes.
All right. So have you tried this, Dave?
Of course, I've tried it here in Albor's for the first time, and you have to pair it with with everything. It's really good. It makes you sweat. It's so hot.
It's so hot. Hi, Raymund and Jiggy.
Hi guys, hi.
Hello.
All right, guys. You know why don't you fill in the blanks, because right now we have a finished product and a very awesome and very the brand is very
good packaging,
evident.
yeah.
The packaging, you know, the statement. How did you reach there?
Raymond, do you want to take this?
At first, it started out as a hobby. Way back 2014, I was looking for kanang nangita kog lingaw. I was looking for a hobby. Yeah, I stumbled upon hot sauce. Yeah, I tinkered with it. Then I brought some samples for my friends' office. I used to work for their office. Then, yeah, after a few tries, nag-inom gamay. Then ni-suggest siya na we go inani kito niya pagkasulti ato ka ni negosyo ang hot sauce. So ang first reaction ako katawan. Kaya it seems so silly. The idea seems so silly
okay.
na
the idea of
from business out of a hot sauce venture. So.
All right.
We're both architects, and then we'll go into the business of hot sauce. What do we know about hot sauce? What do we know about getting into the food business? And
Raymond, like, can you give us a background? You know, some people they find something interesting and then automatically you guys like, oh, we'll make a business out of it. But can you give us a background? Were entrepreneurial ba ka? Negosyante na ba ka? Gunahon na even before, or?
Not really an entrepreneur, pero I always found ways to make money.
Right.
Since high school.
Like what? Like what?
Bantay komputeran.
Okay, yeah.
in high school we're both Bosconians. We have drafting subjects.
Oh yeah.
Since first year I was drawing for my classmates.
All right.
I sold drawings from sir.
Okay, sir.
Sorry, sir.
Nay nakapasar ato.
Pasar nila.
Yeah, so you're already like on the side. You're already so when you found that hot sauce that you like, it occurred to you also like this might be
not
Add up to that. I remember actually we started out because Raymond, he brought hot sauce for a mixture of wings, hot wings.
Okay, hot wings.
So he started making an initial batch. So we tried it out. Yeah, of course, people liked it so much. One of the times,
Who are these people? Like, are they your friends?
Our friends.
Are they your
office
moms?
mates.
Your supportive moms?
Our office mates, our classmates in
so
college,
they're
also
legit
fellow
people
legit people.
who really
yeah.
like the.
So it was actually when we started tasting it, no? And then that's when I told Raymond na ngano di man nato i-business. And yeah, personally, I just started venturing into the entrepreneurial mindset. Actually, I have another venture niya where that's when my mind opened up to the idea of bitaw, no, there's a potential for this. It's a market na dili kayo bloody. Di man nato i-negosyo. He was laughing at me, and I remember we made a presentation ganina ang photo kay Naitaw na naghunghong og ape. So it was just a silly idea ba, nakita mo makathink na nakay thought of it. So that's when we made the name of Silly.
That was like how long ago?
2014.
2014.
2014 yeah. Eventually sa sige na mo tambay-tambay. The idea of making hot sauce into making a business out of hot sauce kept on popping. Then We always laughed about it. We made jokes. We even made really silly names just on how do we sell it, how do we name the products. But unknowingly, we were already brainstorming for a couple of months. So ang katong what used to be jokes was turned into ideas there.
And we started taking notes.
We started taking notes. Then I always I'm always fond of kanang cooking, working in the kitchen. So eventually nakaunaw na ako na maybe this is a good business kay Cebu is a growing economy na a lot are opening mga restaurants, mga pop-up shops. Yeah, it's why ganahan ko moapila na pero medyo bloody na ba? So
When you say bloody, what does it mean? I'm curious.
So much more of the same industry, I would say, siguro.
Okay.
It's more of the same industry. So, for example,
Saturated.
I have a great idea of a pizza chain. So, how do you fit in? Like, everyone is making pizza. How do you stand out ba? So, meaning, of course, we would have if we were actually in the industry of food, pero in the industry of architecture, I don't know. It was a very big leap for us, no? Gikan og architecture, and then all of a sudden, hot sauce. And Raymond loves to be in the kitchen. So, I think that's when we were able to merge both of it. So, it's a business na dili kayo siya bloody, meaning there's not so much competition. At the same time, Raymond is in his habitat na, yung kitchen ba. He really likes cooking. Actually, for Tinora Historia, in our barkada outings, if we stay in a beach, like for example, in an island for 4 days, the only task he has is he is the one who cooks.
Alright.
Whole day na siya. So, he stays in the kitchen, like he cooks. Yeah, mag-inom-inom, of course, mag-inom-inom. We just deliver the drinks to him every round. He doesn't mind being in the kitchen the whole day.
Yeah, so I think I've got this from a book.
Blue Ocean.
Blue Ocean, right?
Is
I
that where you got the term?
I haven't read that book, but someone referred that it was.
Yeah, so
to read it.
Blue Ocean strategy, guys. You'll see this in the
show notes. This is the big picture, the PH/episode 18. Wow, 18 already. So, guys, I have a question. How can you tell if your sauce, like you've mentioned this, that there is the unique advantage of you have to be unique, or there has to be something advantageous about your product, like a pizza has something to be good, something about it. But about your sauce, what made it different from the ones established already, and I've heard another competitor. So
we dire na masoda mong pagka architects, no.
all right.
We made criteria on how we would judge our product, on how we would design our product. It should be table worthy. Presentation was a major consideration. Of course, taste. And for us, taste is very subjective. So, pwede man teka patilawon niya man ka nga lami.
Yeah, exactly what I'm trying to
Lami.
say.
Oh, so pero how credible ang imong how credible ang imong point nga lami, or ang
So you
imong
have to make it objective.
ang imong perception ana, example kang Joe, lahi ang iyang lami, lami. So, ang among
Also, the spice level is also subjective.
Yeah,
Some
exactly.
people say it's too hot. Some people say
Okay lang.
exactly. So, ang among gibuhat kana first namo nga kuan nga gipa-try out gyud, aside sa mga office mates, wala kayo minangayo nila sa ilang opinions. Amo lang silang giobserbaran. Then we gave samples to people who really know about food. Mga chefs,
Yeah, how did you connect with those people? Like,
mga kaila, boss days, mga
okay.
personal friends. Ako nabukoy mga friends nga chefs po din na akong gipatilaw nila. Wala mi nangutana if lami ba. We asked them kumusta unsay mo masulti.
Okay,
We
so-
asked for opinions.
So you're doing like market research. Apologies.
Yeah, casually lang na
But is this like something that you planned, or this is just coming out of the conversation?
medyo planned lang gid siya kay kana lagi early on kay bawo naman mga taste is very subjective gid. Dili mo gud nato tanan, dili mo gud nato pwede paminawon ang opinion sa tanang tao kay di ka mahuman ana.
So what are you trying to do? Did you try to bangita mo kanang asa ang spectrum nga daghaganahan, and then or
no, actually they're forming the design of it. They're applying where the architecture comes in. Their expertise with it.
Actually, before actually reaching out in the market, no, what we wanted to have was a local hot sauce brand, affordable, and then at the same time table worthy in every local restaurant. That was our plan, Jude.
That's a vision.
To start, vision. To be able to be on the placement of local restaurants like this, Albor. So we're here. And then kana bitaw di ta mauwaw sad sa ato ang naong gid ba?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't really, it's not disturbing tan-awon bitaw. Okay, of course, restaurants like for example, gourmet restaurants have their own type of table placement. So we wanted to come up with something na dili bitaw siya mo compete sa everything else that's already there in the restaurant na set up. So
adding to what he said, no, kay especially kani restaurant na setting, designers, and it took so much time in designing this place.
The whole interior design.
The chef took so much time
to make it
para pagtimpla sa yung food. We don't want to compete with that. We just want to complement that.
Oh, that's a really good point. I think.
Okay.
That's a.
Okay. Labi nag chefs take so much pride with their food. Yeah. Imo rang lumsan ni mo hot sauce na.
And that's better than the.
Yeah,
something like
or dili. Lumsan ni mo hot sauce
basically
na.
what mamatay na ang lamig, no?
Mamatay sa lamig.
Okay.
Kausap na siya.
If you try this out, actually, it's spicy, but it goes away like in a few seconds.
Okay.
It doesn't compete so much with the food.
I see.
I mean, it's there, pero you get a kick, and at the same time, it disappears.
Okay. So,
then you want to add more, dayon.
Right. So let me back up a little bit. So you have this concept now. You have a grand vision. You started a little bit of market research. What happened next? Yeah, after the market research,
I've heard about the 3 years. You know, just doing it.
Did you plan the bottling and like how did you like? Because sometimes, especially with things like this, you really have to think about the scale, right? Because sometimes what I heard was one of the risks is there's so much order and you can't really compete. I mean, you cannot you can provide the supply, right?
Yeah, so actually after the market research, so we were able to pinpoint already. After that, mga insights sa mga chefs, we took it in. Hey, of course, they know their food, they know their clientele, so maybe a portion of it, ato ang tailor fit for the sauce. For very minor changes from what Raymond has made initially. And then, I'll
tell you na lang na kon. After try na mo mga chefs nagkuha lang we took bits of their inputs, pero we're still working on what we have agreed initially. Kay dili man kanalagi, you have to take inputs pero dili man tanan imong hagpatan gyapon ba?
You can't please everyone.
You can
take
please
advice
everyone.
but not order.
Take advice but not orders.
Regarding sa influx of orders, we started out really. My personal friends have mga restaurants, mga food pop-up shops, tanan. We made it a point na muduol lang mi sa amo ang kaila. Kay going through a shotgun effect na reaching out to everyone. What if all of them order? Bati mo kayo sa imong track record na hey, can we order a box of chili? And then we tell them, currently we can't. So we took it, actually, our move was one restaurant at a time. So this month, do we have a restaurant? They have an order. Okay, sige. Good. This month, we're covered. Even if we didn't have any, nakakita ato, it was just a placement lang siya. So for the past 3 years, we just wanted to reach out to the placements lang ba?
Okay.
At least we are there. It's free marketing. We wanted to be placed on the restaurants because anyway, we're reaching our end user segment. So it's free advertising from the restaurants itself.
Okay, I'm curious about how did you decided on pricing?
Tricky pricing kay.
Yeah, I know it's tricky. That's the reason why, because like whenever you build a product or you start a service, for example, tricky ginang pricing. Sometimes you're just so afraid to launch because you might end up too high or too low also.
Okay.
Actually, we ended up having a 6-month burn. So we started out really, really priced low. Yeah, we started
this
out.
This is a good learning, right?
We didn't. Of course, coming from the field of architecture, you don't get any accounting courses or any kind of structure ba to start a business. So, we just started sige, let's baligya lang tawag anywhere. Shotgun tawag so good.
Okay, so that's what you did initially then.
Yeah, initially for the first 6 months. And then we realized na, our bank account is dwindling. We're producing sales, pero why is it dwindling? So we went through the costing individual. So we had, of course, Google is the best friend. No? So research about cost of goods. So we decided na bitaw, we should price it a bit higher. Yeah, the market is responding based on the influx of the sales the partners we've generated ba. Meaning it's a good they're willing to pay for the price na amo ang gi-offer sa ila. So we had a slow price increase. We spread it out in a year. In 1 year, we raised na 5 pesos ta karon naman. 2 months, 3 months after, 5 pesos again. And then another 5 pesos niya. So nimrag na-embrace man, pero I think so far mo na gid na siya atong last. At least we already learned from it. So I think it's very important no na in a business.
Okay, pag first kay wala man na mo gi-appeal ang tax ang automatic markup lang ba?
Yeah, exactly.
Kaya ang common practice kay you have costing, then you add a markup lang.
Yeah.
Pero wala naman appeal ang taxes.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna add on to that because currently that's my situation right now. Because I have this online kind of thing, online business, and I always thought I've praised so high because the US dollars, and I have 70% increase of how much I really spend with it. But the thing is, once I realized I built I built an office at home, it spent almost 200,000 just for that, right? So you have to know those costs. So that's one thing I think it would really matter for any business, that there are some costs. Some people call it capital index or capex. So that's so you have to consider those costs.
Okay, so let me just learning opportunity here. If you are in the same position, you're now building a product. Very important to know your break-even point. And then, if you don't know what it is, search for Google business model canvas, and then it should guide you to the right spot.
Google is the best friend.
Google's the best friend. But if you need advice on how to go about it, Dave and I are we're gonna do it for free.
When we have time,
via email.
Seriously.
Via email.
But
we would love to. We would love to guide people, because I totally get what you went through, because everybody who doesn't know business, we just let's say the instinct is we'll just add one and then a markup, and then hopefully that markup is gonna be enough to absorb whatever fluctuations in future. So we talk about pricing, and you guys, thank you for that detail and how did you arrive to the pricing level. So now ganahan ko makabaw. Let's start with initial capital. And how much was your initial capital?
Initial capital was 10,000, and then also the love of parents, because we used their kitchen to be able to make. We just used the 10,000 to be able to purchase bottles. Blender.
Saka blender, then a few. We used the 10,000 to buy a China-made blender, then a few boxes of bottles.
Yeah. That's really inspiring, right?
So, is it did you shell out 5,000 each? Anya? And
yeah.
Dili. 7. Basta, more or less equal.
So, but how long, is it enough or?
No.
You added more.
Along the way.
That 10,000 was used just to
is that the initial
para lang
ma-materialize
ang para lang ma-materialize ang among concept, ang among mga ideas.
Alright.
Para lang mabutang in bottles.
Okay, so you mentioned kanina you started talking to your friends have restaurant. Can you walk us through one meeting and how did you present it?
Put us in a scenario.
How did you
present a product that's not yet
how did you
there?
Convince someone to put your I know this is really good looking, but I mean, how did you do it?
Actually, we started initial na to na plano. We started with 5 restaurants. 5 people who operate restaurants who are personal friends of mine. So with a little sample that we sent, nami placard gamay. So we invited them na, are you willing to we have a hot sauce brand, locally made siya. So that was, I think, more to ang conversation na to pagsugod, di ba? We didn't talk so much about the product. We just wanted them to taste what we made.
So
But of the
let
five-
the product speak for itself.
Let the product speak for itself. Exactly. That's what we had in mind. But yeah, we didn't want to hard sell also because I'm not a salesperson. I would not.
But maybe someday you will add
Yeah,
a person
yeah,
for the sales. Yeah.
Bro, initially, that's when we approached. And then I talked to my friends na even kanang hi, hello lang na people niya, I'd see them somewhere niya. I know this guy owns a restaurant. Sige, duulon ko ni, bay, kumusta? Anatan, are you willing to, I have a hot sauce brand, the startup, are you willing to carry it? Locally made, anatanan niya. Of like the 5, we only started out with 1, which was Front Gate.
Which was what was it?
Oh no, Gibbs Hot Wings.
Oh, Gibbs Hot Wings.
Wings, yeah. Gibbs Hot
That's
Wings.
in Manila, right?
No, Cebu.
Oh, Cebu.
Streetscape.
Oh, sorry.
In the streetscape. So actually, he was the one who actually ni dawat yun namo. Dayun. And then
You know the owner.
yeah, I know the owner. Si Frank, good friend of ours.
Okay, so can you give us I'm pretty sure like along the way sa inyong gipang approach, like as you expanded, there were people or there were companies that didn't accepted the offer, right? Like what was the lesson that you learned there? Like how did it made you feel?
Sometimes not a point na maybe ni hard sell kay one of my friends he operates multiple chains of restaurants sa Cebu. Yeah, I gave him our product niya. Ningon siya na lami. Interesting daw, lahi daw siya sa uban. We took it as a good sign. Sure na ni. Anatanan. Yeah, like a few days after, I called. Yeah, busy daw. May anatan. So it's very common naman, di ba? Like,
Yeah.
balibad siya, pero in a way, buutan na pagkabalibad ba? Polite way of balibad ba?
Oh, nice.
So we took it as, magdigid siguro ni para nato. And then so we actually from then we thought our market was narrowed down already. Pero dili pa dito siya. We narrowed it down a bit more pag yun.
Oh, nice.
Kaya we thought na mao na gito siya niya. Eventually of the few people after the 5 initial, we sent to 10. Of the 10, duha ra ni kuha. So meaning dito that's when we went back to the drawing board na bitaw no. We may have to change our approach a little bit more. Mas more specific siya ba. So that's when we entered into kind of restaurant mo kanang hip, vibrant, casual.
Yeah.
Mas ni-enter me kani mga yan sa Albers. Oh, one good note po day kay. If how we narrowed down our kanang mga gusto doolon was the mga restaurants na kami willing sigid mi mo adto. Kanang
The places you love.
Oh, kanang willing mi mo
Places you
tambay ba?
eat or-
lami ilang pagkaon. Kay at least kami mismo proud mi mingon nga asa ni mapalitin yung hot sauce
Like
or asa ni matilawan. Ato sa Albers or nana ba? Kanang kami mismo komportable kay mi mo tambay ba? Kay mura maganang dili kana lagi di mi ganahan mo hard sell. So kana if na mga yung recommendation asa lami ikaw automatic mi. Kung any sa mga kuan di way bias ba kay lami magadi lang pagkaon. So dili siya kuan.
That's a really good way of putting it because designing, no, they totally was able to figure it out without formal education. But I've heard that you are kind of connected of our local government. So can you tell us about how that helped, or did it really help?
Yes, it helped. Coming from a non-business, especially non-food background pagid.
Yeah.
I enrolled in a program sa government sa DTI.
Was that by your own will or
Someone referred.
What's the name of the program?
Kapatid Mentor Me
Mentor Me program.
Oh, it's by DTI. It's in partnership with Go Negosyo.
Yes.
Ang goal nila is to educate mga startup sa mga starting mga businessmen.
Yeah.
Mga or katong mga existing nga business nga ganahan mo improve. Ako ganahan ko niya mapila to kay ayaw ako business background. Wa ko alam sa accounting, wa ko alam
accounting is really terrible.
Mga operations, mga taxation. Dako kay siya tabang kay at least you're given an introduction on what aspects you have to dig deeper para mo improve sa business. So if then we were linked to other government agencies, DOST, sa FDA, So it's really good to work with the government.
I'm just out of curiosity, man. Like I know, like in the Mentor Me program, you also meet a lot of people, like right?
Yes, oh,
did it help your business or?
Yes, oh.
Yeah.
Actually,
did you get more partners that way also?
Yeah, actually pag first pabaga jud kog naong pag first day pa lang. First day sa mong program, nangatag I was giving out samples automatic. The next week, nagdala na kog box kay na order.
Oh, nice.
No.
Murag kuan lang gid ba
So you're saying dili ka salesman, no? But it looked like
Pugos kanang sometimes
very
you have,
strategic approach.
sometimes kuan man. Sometimes you have to play the part.
Right.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Ako kuan kanang introverted gay ko. Kanang di ko daghang tao, di ko ginana, pero I have to play the part kay mabaga naman kitang naong nigasto na gutanin, invest gutanin korta.
I remember Raymond told me na niingon na gyud siya na mugawas na siya siyang cave. when we decided na he'll join the Mentor Me program, that's what he told me, Jude. It's time for me to go out of my cave. Kay ever since before, introverted ang iyang ko. Pero at least now, he's doing a good job.
Okay.
So this is like this business is like a process of self-actualization, self-realization.
Kung ako kabat sa about na ng introvert, ako kay ba nga introvert din ko.
Yeah, that's good.
Magabi lang ko antisocial or unsa kay
yeah.
akong kuyog mga barkada ra since high school, sila mga classmates. Oy, di kay ko tigmeet og laing tao ba.
That's good. So
Yeah. So we talk about pricing. We talk about marketing. Let's talk a little bit about design. Let's look like how did you came up with that? Did you? I know you guys are architect. But then like.
And you're not. This is not plastic, right? This is glass.
We want it premium.
Yeah, exactly.
Before going into design, may I add something about more marketing?
Please. Marketing.
We want, ang ato ang approach, we didn't want to hard sell, di ba?
Right.
So our goal was to really make our placement in the restaurants. Okay, people get to try the product for free. And at the same time, they develop curiosity.
Yeah.
It's up to them. Subconsciously, subliminally, it's there. They know it. Whenever they see it, kaingon sila na, oh, I've seen this somewhere, but where? Only a few of the people who try it out actually buy the product. So it would be, di man siya
It's filtered,
cost-efficient.
right? It's kind of
siya.
filtered who really loves the product.
Exactly. Kaya
And
if we
you've
would
got
have
loyal customers already automatically.
Exactly.
Sorry for cutting
So,
that.
kaya if we were to spend on ads, mga anak tanan, it's a
Okay.
very broad market na we actually don't know who to approach, what age bracket to approach also. So mo na siya sa tables kay most of our partner restaurants like Albert's also sell this here. Okay, of course, of the few people, like 10 people sitting in a table, one might be interested, no, asang ni mapalit. So they spread the word. So a lot of people see it, a few get to have it.
Okay, so I have a question now, because you mentioned that yes, this is sales, but at the same time advertising, free advertising.
Yeah, so people get to taste our product, they get to evaluate it without we get to advertise our product for free.
I like this.
For free.
Yeah, but so
many
what's
ways
the end
to,
game?
yeah.
What's the end game? Is it to be in the shelf in the next grocery? Are you there already? I'm so sorry.
Grocery is not yet, right?
Grocery is very
Is
far
that
from the plan.
Is that one of the end game that you're looking at?
No, we aspire to be part of every Filipino's better dining experience. Na more sa mahimo siyang staple in every Filipino
okay.
table ba?
So
Pero
that's the end game. That's the end game.
But for us to reach there, we have to connect with the right people na makapalapad sa coverage ba. So number one gid ang restaurants. Kay restaurants is a center of influence silbi ba? More siya
And it also has authority over what everything food. Right?
kay
Yeah,
for
I like
us,
this
if
idea.
mabutang may restaurant, it's a great testament of our quality.
Yes. So it is as if like the restaurant themselves are endorsing you guys.
Not necessarily
Like-
endorsing, pero
But it's
pero
like,
man nga
Their authority is already.
their authority being on their table is
I like that.
It's a good testament na nga our food is somewhat at par, or if at least lower lang gamay sa
Yeah.
quality sa ilang food.
This is really a
Social
interesting
boosting.
strategy, right? Like,
yeah. Have you heard about this? Have you heard something like this, Dave? Or
Yeah, I think it's like basically hanging out with the 5 friends that you you tag along with the best of the ideal market. So
And our target is actually being in the homegrown restaurants, mga Bisaya agad.
yeah, okay.
Bisaya, and then we venture into regional, and then eventually nationwide. Then proudly known, ang among end game is to be proudly known as a Filipino product.
Okay.
For now,
Yeah.
we started smaller scale. And
This one,
kuan gid siya,
the
right?
label.
One of the restaurants actually inspired another restaurant to be able to get the supply of hot sauce from us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Example, si Albert's. A few of our restaurant partners were able to taste the product here. Order sila, kami wala kami mismo ni hatag og samples nila.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good.
We're aiming for organic
because
growth.
the other people may directly think about Facebook marketing, right? And
It can be costly. For us, it can be costly if not really planned, if not really targeted well.
Okay.
Okay.
So it comes along.
Facebook ad is
Cheap,
is cheap, pero
It's not target.
any amount you can save, pwede mo nimo ihapak na sa imong development.
Oh, nice.
how long did it take until you felt like, oh, there's a role going on here? Like,
Yeah, for a few months.
you actually had a referral right away?
Dili sad. Kuan lang, steadily slow.
Okay.
Ano lang, at least slow siya pero steady.
And this is something that you expected because of the strategy,
Yes,
right? Because you want to play the long term, the long
we
term
want
game.
to take it kanang step by
That's
step
correct.
gid ba? We can actually we can if gusto na mo reach og kanang nationwide
Mass right away, you can do it.
kaya man na Facebook.
Yeah.
Pero ang kitsa lagi mo palit murag ana ba?
So
Yeah.
I'm thinking now what you're trying to do also, like you're developing a solid
a
foundation
market. Yeah, they're making a followers, loyal
right.
customers. Yeah.
All right. Sorry, you're gonna say something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then organic getting followers no niya. I remember one time I just want to share this story. There was a time ganina, di ba? We approached one restaurant at a time. So we received this. And then we're thinking the first restaurant would not order again. Yan, ni-order siya og volume. Boxes, like 2 or 3 boxes. So I tell Raymond na, how are we? We are screwed. How are we gonna catch up with this? Kay, our supply is based lang gid sa ato ang reach. So that's when Raymond mentioned na, this is a good problem. Good problem for the business. Of course, balancing the time is hard. Pero I think, arang-arang naman siguro. We're in a better place siguro after. Because 2014 we started. 2015, okay, not so good. Okay, we started reaching out. 2016, okay na. It was an improvement, pero di pa kayo maayo. Yeah.
Based on what you said, 2016, that's when I felt na, well, we're screwed. Our production is very low.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't keep up with a regular job. Yeah, do this on weekends. Yeah.
On the side.
On the side, on weekends niya, may dag. Yan ikagabi yan na mag-tinker pa ka sa mga buhaton kami. Pero may magabi ka ng late, antod late night may magstorya bahin business. Murag ang mga tao ba mo question sila, dili question, murag ma-shock lang sila ba nga.
How you're able to do it.
Inyo din yung giseryoso.
Okay.
Even one of our friend na pag-start among consult pag so good, siya nga nitabang siya kay nakakita siya nga amo gid ang giseryoso. Sabi niya kanang unsa na po na inyong trip gisudlan.
It's really good because it all starts from there, like an idea, and really become and now it's a full-blown product. It's live, it's here, and marketing-wise, you're able to build real good connections. So I'm wondering, how do you because your end game, you mentioned that you'll be the staple of the Filipino restaurants.
Soon ang Filipino na dining habit or ang culture evolving man. So hopefully.
Yeah.
Tungod kay staple example for this product. At first we used a hotter pepper, tong demonyo. But we eventually planned out ba na
It's too exclusive, no?
No, not really exclusive, pero it's too hot. Yeah, it's not so familiar with the with Filipinos. We want to introduce a product na familiar.
Yeah.
You know something, you're connected with it. So, we chose to use sili kulikot. It's labuyo, Tagalog.
In English, it's the bird's eye.
Oh, in English, it's bird's eye pepper. Bro, Filipinos are very, very connected with labuyo. Then, samot ng Bisaya, proud ka sila maingon sa kulikot.
Yeah.
Wa may kulikot. Ano ba?
Okay.
Kana mangita ka ng mga hardcore mga diners ba?
So basically, my question is like, in terms of revenue, ba? Yeah. So this is a business where it's all about.
Let's talk about numbers now.
Let's talk about numbers. So, well, how do you consider?
Jiggy.
So how do you think that if you reach that end game, would it be like is it like for you for partnership alone profitable na siya, or is it like a huge company that will happen to be that? Or sama na siya?
Actually, cost-wise, no. I think it's a viable business now, even in a partnership. Pero of course, it has its downsides. When we started out, branding the kulikot itself is hard. Mahal ni siya sa market. Even the peak of this was priced at 650 a kilo. Yeah, imagine how much a kilo, how pila na kadaghan ang kilo, one big plastic bag for a small pepper like this. Pero we wanted to stick to the idea na common man siya na mindset of Filipinos. So let's just stick to this. So in order to make the business viable, we had to cut our costs. One of which brought me into farming.
Nice.
So actually producing your own.
Yes.
Wow.
Actually,
This is interesting.
My parents have a small farm here in Cebu. Yeah, I started planting. So it's more of the scope of work now. Raymond is in the kitchen. I'm more on the raw material side. So that's what brought me into the farming side. To be able to make a business viable, no, to cut the costs. So there were processes like even until now, for 3 years down the line, we're still making R&D to be able to cut costs, pero not producing, wala gipaubos ang iyang
lowering
quality,
the quality, yeah.
And then the taste will not be altered.
Yeah.
So we really stick to those concepts that we had visualized in the first place.
Yeah. The other thing that we talked before we actually started, guys, is that you guys are you still doing the same thing now? Because you guys you're still doing like you have like a physical role of producing this, right? Like I think like parts before, or
Yes.
and you're still doing it now. You still have like
We started out na ako mo produce.
Ikaw, Jim, mo
sa mabalay, niabot na ko niabot sa point nga akong mama mo tabang. Until now mo tabang gyapon gamay.
Are you not paying her?
Kan amot.
Motherly love.
Love man niya.
investment, no?
Long term. Nakita mo this long term goal. Yeah, I mean, ako mo produce, then kami siya mo pilit sa mga stickers, mo seal.
Awesome. So, na may kaugalingong kanang production line dito.
Karon bagora.
Pero while we're sticking the stickers, no, we have beer on the side.
Alright.
While nag-meeting.
While nag-meeting. We actually still do it now. We actually just finished our facility just about 3 months ago. And then we have a secretary now.
I think I saw that on Facebook.
Yeah. We still do it ourselves pretty much. But additional lang ang amuang koan. Additional na lang ang amuang time. Like for example, the secretary is free around 2 p.m. So we have her also to help with the sticking.
Yeah, just adding the secret sauce ingredient.
Okay, as much as possible, kami duha ganahan. We want to be hands-on, pero at some point we have to lay off ba. I told him na in the near future, I want to be na hands-off ko sa production. I just want to oversee. I want to focus on research and development.
And then for me, for my role also, we want to focus on the long term, where we want to be, how to be able to reach it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, being in a business now, you can manage it for some time na mas divided yung attention. I can do this, full-time job, tanan, pero mo deteriorate, magud ang imong vision ba, long term ba, like, you don't have time anymore to think about where you want to be pila ka years. Your mind is so exhausted doing the physical things ba. So, but of course, when we went there, naghinahinay mo na, pero computed yapon siya, like di pa kaya mo hire, so let's do it ourselves. Kita lang yapon until such time na. So we'll slowly transition. So karon ang secretary can do other jobs that makuha from the workload of Raymond and I. So actually, karon we can start meeting already 4 p.m. So makadiscuss na may ba while our secretary
there's
is
a
there.
system already.
All right, so we talk a lot about, you know, building your business, designing your business, guys, and you know, I really learn a lot. So now let's talk about what's next for you guys.
As Raymond mentioned earlier, no, we wanted to be part of every Filipino's better dining experience. And then second is we wanted to showcase the Filipino staples. So other than this, there's also another kind of chili that is very, very common to Filipino cooking. Sa sinigang, unsa man nga chili. Sinigang meaning the green espada.
Espada, yeah.
So,
I love that.
Quinoa, yes, it's very common for soup. So you always see it everywhere. And then we have sili kulikot, which is from Cebu. We have sili espada, which is known all over the Philippines, which is a milder variant. It's gonna be like this, but it's green. And then it's gonna be very mild.
Nice, green
It's gonna be
sauce.
very mild. It's got a hint of citrus. We actually thought of having that because na may uban people na who want a lot of flavor, but then the spice level is very low. So that's how we addressed that. And for the saan na itawag na kanang mga manguntra, mga grabe kayo manguntra na kuwang na daw ni ughang. We also have a spicier variant which is one of the super hots. It's called the ghost pepper in the States, pero it's phenotype, meaning it's grown in the Philippines. It's island-born already, so the characteristics have changed. It's called the Silly demonyo, and it's very common in the Bicol region.
Oh yeah.
So it's what they use. They actually eat it raw. Yeah.
Nice.
Some people actually.
Katong mga hardcore gid nga mga hotheads ba?
Almoranason.
Oranas na itirada.
Almoranaserada.
So we have those three. So meaning we have the very mild one, which is green. We have the kulikot, which is gonna be a bit red and orangey. And then we have the sili demonyo, which is the spicier one, which will be orange.
All right.
Orange siya kay it's very tricky.
More deceptive.
Deceptive siya kay it looks orange, meaning it's harmless. But when you taste it, it's gonna be bad. That's why we call it the demonyo.
Oh, nice.
It'll trick you.
All right.
And then,
And other than that, we also have other products in line. Then a few for the coming years. Kay since we started, mura naman nag-among na plan out on sa among.
Yeah.
We're building a brand based on this product alone.
Exactly, that's a good strategy.
Chili
by the way.
Kulikot. We'll build the brand
Branch
out
out
of it. Then branch out. to
Expand
other
your
products
product line. Yeah, really cool. Yeah,
Oh, we
one
also
more?
have a chili garlic paste.
Oh, nice.
Oh, kanang pang siomay ba?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
that's why we actually named our company name is Silly Hot Sauce Condiments and Products. Because we did not want to limit ourselves with only hot sauce. We were thinking na, Silly Hot Sauce lang ta diretso. Pero, bitaw, no, what if in the future, we don't know, now we're only focusing on chili-based items. But who knows? So that's why we broadened it up to Silly Hot Sauce Condiments and Products.
This is really exciting. I'm super pumped to know about more of the products.
Send us some samples on December. All right.
And if any one of you listeners who wants to check it out, so we will tell you later where to find these guys. So for that, we have to
You usually wrap it up with
Our own
how
learnings,
our
stickers.
learnings, right?
You're gonna go first?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go first. So what? Yeah. Okay. One strong thing I would say there is like I was what your strategy in terms of like marketing yourself is really interesting to me. I realize I see the value of like really creating a solid follower and following that way, and I think it entails a lot of patience and strategy, right? Because the right strategy will really bring you closer to your goal. Another thing would probably be grit. And it's for you because you guys actually.
He works how many hours?
You guys have you're still working now, right? And you're doing full time, but then you have another like side. Your job now becomes your side thing,
Yes. Oh,
This become his main thing now.
and this becomes his main thing. And you know the reason why I like to highlight that is because like some people would say, yeah, I need to quit my job to start a business, right?
some people say na busy sila. but not really.
Busy.
Yeah, so the next time you feel busy, you ask Raymond.
Ask this guy.
So to me, that's like you guys, you're onto your product, and like you don't give excuses, right? You just want to build this thing. You know what you're doing. I really like that.
All right, for me, very simple. This is one thing that I've also very true to me. The costing. So you should know, you should
Yes.
already know like the big picture ahead of time, like
Yes.
where you're heading, because there are a lot of things like having your own kitchen, having your own whatever you have, like the system machine, perhaps if you have it. So you should already add that by even the first product, first release. It's already included in the costing there.
Yeah.
So the product is a series of costs. Everything is listed there, like the employees, the production, whatever. So that's a very good thing
it
to
is.
consider, because when it comes to pricing, it's really tricky.
Yeah, I
And
mean, you can do something and then you realize like it's not enough,
it's not enough, exactly. So
or it's too high.
it's too
And no
high,
one's
or it's too
buying.
low. Yeah, or it's
Right.
too low. So
So yeah.
yeah, so that's it.
But Dave, one
Yeah.
more thing though, and then I know you talk a little bit about this, but like Raymond took a step in terms of educating himself, right?
Yeah.
The Mentor Me. I'm friends with DTI now. Provincial Director Nanette, no? So hello. And so basically, you know her. Very, very amazing lady also. Very supportive with our
I
startups.
should meet her.
You should. You should. I'll introduce you. We should put her in the podcast also.
Yeah.
Now let's put that in our list. Yeah. So because the DTI is doing a lot of help with the DTI and DOST putting a lot of help with the startup.
Really,
A lot,
really.
like a lot of money. Now the current government is like putting a lot of money, and their vision is really to build
Filipino brands.
Filipino businesses, knowledge, because like we know how to baligya on the side, but building a business is like another
it's just
game.
another game.
And I really like that. I really like I like. Well, we're gonna put the link to Mentor Me
Yeah, we will.
in the show notes page.
All right. So we now reached our
The next part of our program, and
which
it's
is
called
the lightning round.
Until we can afford the special effects. We'll do it our own. So guys, we will ask you 5 questions and just answer quickly each one of you. So let's start with Jiggy. Jiggy,
Kulban sa tani.
question is, what's your typical day?
Tit. I start my day at 6 a.m. No, I started
early.
giving up my zombie mode time of Facebook and Instagram just to be able to have a clearer day. So I start with a morning coffee at 6 a.m. and then I just to clear my head an hour, and then I go to the gym.
All
Then
right.
I go to the gym, and then I make it a point that I squeeze all of that time. By 8:30, I'm in the office. I'm in the office of my dad. I work in an architectural firm full time, and then I spend the afternoon with my side businesses, which is very hectic, but I still manage to be able to do it. And then at night, I make it a point na by night time, I have dinner with my family. Yeah, after dinner kayo.
Your own family.
Nah, wala pa. I'm still single, but my girlfriend's in Manila because she's taking the board exam. But yeah, and then after,
Hi,
of course,
girlfriend.
after dinner, we call it fellowship night.
Wow, nice.
So Raymond and I make it a point na once a month we visit every establishment. Like for example, Albers, we're a partner with Albers. So once a month we come here just to be able to have drinks, talk to the owners, and mingle. I think that's a typical day of
Wow,
mine.
that's really good.
That's really nice
Raymond.
strategy. Raymond.
Same with him. I wake up early. I wake up 6 a.m. pero mubangon ko around 6:37. Ligid-ligid ba? Then I check on emails. I plan out my day while having coffee, or sometimes magtanga lang while having coffee. Then I go to work among office sa Silly. Then then lunch. Usually afternoon ang flexible. Then evening magluto luto for panihapon, then do trabaho na sad balik until mga 10 PM or say if deadlines daghan mga 2 PM 2 AM.
Deadlines for your orders.
No, if late night na ako mga trabaho, usually more sa ako nag-freelance ko sa architecture po.
You still have a freelance job.
Already I'm not into design na.
That's the reason I said great. My goodness, you have a business and then you.
This guy is amazing.
Amazing,
Right.
amazing.
Next question.
I'll ask it.
What was the next question?
The next question is, how do you keep yourself sharp and motivated?
Me, I immerse myself with mga... I like to read on stories of people na...
Biographies?
Not necessarily biographies, not necessarily successful ones. As long as I hear stories from people, how they do things, I lie in a field, then I'll just keep myself busy lang para kanang di musud ang tapol pa, pero if sometimes tapulan sa ko, mugipin sa ko kay at least mo na time nga maka-unwind ka ba. Usahay raman.
For me, I think it's decluttering yourself. Because with this day and age, I just realized just very recently na, Facebook, the social media atmosphere really gets a lot of your time. So when I set that aside na I don't scroll anymore, I don't look at those things, it gives me 1 hour or 2 hours more in the day just to be able to see things clearly ba. So I plan my day out. I just and then during that time I also read books, success stories of different individuals. Doesn't have to be in our field, but different approaches. It won't hurt to be able to know how others reach success. So it may not be applicable to us, but it's something that at least we know about, and hopefully we can apply one way or another.
You learn from different fields ba. Hopefully ma-apply nimo sa imong field.
All right, that's awesome. So
Third question.
The next question is: do you consider yourself personally? Are you successful?
I would not say, in the eyes of my parents, I am. But actually, I would say we're still a work in progress, no? Because success can be measured. You may be successful today, but you can't be successful tomorrow because you have a lot of things to deal with. But it's more of the positive side, siguro. We're always progress in the making. And then also, what my dad always says na, you can never say na you know everything. Every day is a learning experience. So you have to keep your eyes open and mind open ba, na? For the next day, you learn something. Because when you say you're successful, you're already closing your...
You already arrived.
Yeah, you already arrived there. So meaning, what else are you looking for in your life? Looking forward to in your life ba?
Yeah.
So everything has to be a big question mark during the next day. Kaya parang yung okay, bitaw, no? I still have to do this to be able to call myself successful. And if you reach that goal, next day, lahi naman sa ng problema.
Yeah, that's really good.
So, yeah.
Very good. I hope Raymond's answer won't be affected by that answer. It's okay to say you're successful.
For me, not yet. We're still working.
Okay.
I'm working to reach that goal. If laylay mag definition ng tao for success.
Yeah, exactly why we asked.
Some measure it through financials. I won't. Okay, for me, success should be fulfillment.
Oh, nice.
If you're fulfilled with what you're doing, bisan pa ka na mga nasa bukid kayo, as long as they're fulfilled with what they're doing, successful naman na. Di sila dato, pero who cares?
I like that answer.
Diba?
It's one of the unique answers we got from this show.
Yeah.
All right.
Next question.
Next question. So, we live here in the Philippines, of course, and I'm so happy that we have our homegrown local companies are starting out. Yeah, awesome. And so, we have a lot of brothers and sisters who are actually quite very, I won't say they've closed their doors, but they're maybe stuck in their situation where they need to go out of the country to work like hard and far away from their family, or they're here but they're stuck with a job that they don't love and not realizing that there are opportunities out there like what you guys are doing. So what is your tip, your advice to those people?
Try out different things until you find what you really love or what you're really willing to work for for long hours. Di kay kam reklamo. Of course, mga reklamo.
But isn't it risky? Like,
I mean, you have to take risk, but calculate lang. Kay di man ka pwede magpaka-risk take. Sobrang ka risk taker yung pamilya nagot man.
yeah, exactly.
Di ba? So take risk lang. If para nimo ka, I mean, for me, ni-take ko ning risk kay napamon ko sa edad nga napamon ko sa kon nga kaya pa mo take og risk. So be open for possibilities, do things differently, ayog subay sa kung unsay nandan just try out things.
That's a good answer.
Adding to what Raymond said, no, like risks. There's a battle between mga usually people. You're working for a day job and you love to do something else. A lot of people just jump into it right away without knowing that if you can make living out of it. So just because they have money, they pour it in there and they quit their day job to be able to be in the business. Wa sila nag-calculate daan just because they think of a great idea, they jump into it right away. Yeah. We have to actually calculate it before making the leap. Raymond did it after 2 years. So we had to wait it out.
Hard years of thinking. Yeah.
Hard years of thinking and work. We worked until the morning. Of course, with beers and that. So, okay na siya. But, yeah, so you have to consider that also before making a leap. And then secondly, I want to add regarding the brothers abroad. Actually, it's very common, no, na greener pastures, yes, they're there. And then they come up with money and then they call me na, oh, let me invest just because they have money. I personally, I'm not very open to the idea. I actually told
Why?
I actually told
Let's extend this podcast for the next 30 minutes. Just kidding.
Actually, because they have money, Manggod, it's very different. May kaya, we can start it up. We're generating on our own. I actually told my cousins, I manage businesses on the side na lahi-lahi. It's very diverse ba niya. It's a headache sad, pero for a living, you have to do it. My cousin told me na, I have money, where do I invest? So I told him na, it's very hard for you to invest just money-wise. I suggest you come here, see what business fits for you to be able to know what the day schedule is like. And you get to see all the businesses that are laid up there. Nice. And then, din ka moingon na, you invest in this business. Dili lang kay, I give you money, you manage my money for
educated.
me.
Yeah, you have to
be educated. It's a really good point because like our previous guest,
showed 17.
Episode 17.
Yeah.
Her name is Christine Carson. She's an ex-OFW and she said the same thing that you said. Like you cannot just invest money. Like money is just like how many % of the investment because you're gonna have to be here and really observe your guys in business and really be passionate about what you're investing.
Exactly. Right. I actually told persuade na ko akong cousin, no? So he's been telling me that for 2 years. He's actually spending a month and a half in the Philippines just to be able to know the industry. So makawan siya about farming, makawan siya about Senyor Silly, makawan siya about a lot of different things just to be able for him to know the feel and the environment of business here.
Right.
It's not monetary wise, we can make do without it. Even currently we're struggling, pero it's a blessing in this guy. It's a work in progress. Kay we still get from the sales, maka-regenerate me. We're managing on our own. Di man inyo na abilag naglisod. We need money lang dayon ba. So it's still, in a way. We don't want to be desperate na because kailangan mi og kwarta mo open up lang mi og a lot of different people na who invest niya. We end up not owning anything anymore.
Right.
Yeah, it's really good answer.
Good answer.
Yeah.
So the next question is like the hardest question, and a lot of people have a hard time. No, just kidding. So this is the question. The question is, where can people find about
Silly and
Senyor
you
Silly,
guys,
your business, and if you want to divulge, part of your contact, you can also do it now.
We're found in various restaurants. We're found here in Albor's restaurant in Mabolo. Just
the product, right? The product.
The product
Is found here, and then they can also buy it here.
Yeah, you can taste it for free here.
Yeah.
Then you can also buy it here. Then just check out our Facebook page.
Yeah.
We have details there on where you can find us. We have a map on where you can find on what other restaurants we are supplying and where you can try out our product. And if you want, you just ask it's stated in our Facebook page what restaurants sell our product.
All right. So how about your personal links if you like to share it? Not really. He's an introvert guy.
You can also follow Alber's All In.
Yes.
They're the ones that actually...
Are they sponsoring our pizza?
Not really.
Actually, they're the ones who actually made the big... they actually helped us in making our leap. Because it was from this establishment and also Gibbs Hot Wings that actually propelled us to where we are now. So they actually helped us a lot. And then we're now branched out over Cebu. We have a map. Actually, our cover photo in our Facebook page is a map indicating it shows the Cebu Island and where we are located.
All right.
We're actually
That's
also
very good.
now we have Cebu City.
Yeah.
Cebu City, and then we have Ormoc City, which is where my mom is from. Then we have one in Manila also.
All right. Thank you.
So I think that's
Wow,
about it. That's
a
a wrap.
really good episode, Dave.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, of course. It was not just
Educational.
educational, but also hot like the silly.
And I truly thank you guys. I truly enjoyed this episode. I really learned a lot. I think our audience would definitely learn a lot from this episode. I'm so excited when this comes out. And Dave, this is our thrust, like here in the big picture, is we want to talk to businesses like yours. We want to talk local. We want to highlight local because we truly believe that we here can make a difference on our own. And then if you want to do great things about your life, you can start wherever you are. Just please give us a message, a call.
Feel free to contact us in our Facebook page on our website.
Yeah. Our Facebook page is
The big-
facebook.com/the big picture.
Yeah, that's it. The big picture.
All right. And you can join also our group in Facebook. Join the conversation. Message us, and we would like to hear from you.
Yeah, we will invite these guys so we come
we'll
there.
we'll invite
Alright.
these guys also. Guys, thank you so much. Please, keep the spirit of entrepreneurship alive. Keep your dreams up to the maximum level. And we just love you and thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you.